you love quirky characters, but you don't have the time to spend going through magazines and looking through various different journals trying to find the right pieces? Well, if that's the case, today's video is for you. I'm going to show you how to make this quirky character in 5 minutes. If that sounds good, keep watching and let's get started. Okay, here's what you're going to need to make this project. Large pair of scissors to do the rough cuts and a small pair of scissors to do the detail work. You're also going to need a glue stick, and then if you like to, this is optional, I like to ink my projects around the edges, so something to apply your distress ink with if that's what you're going to use, and I use vintage photo. And the last thing you'll need is this collage sheet, which I created for you, and I'll tell you more about this in a few minutes. So I've pre-cut all of my pieces, and you can see that they're all very simple pieces to cut out, so it won't take you any time at all to cut out the pieces. The one thing I wanted to show you was how I cut out these wings, because they can be somewhat difficult. So I've already done this one, and this one I just did a rough cut around the edge. And then what I do is I go in on an angle one way, and then I go in on the other angle that way. And so it allows you to just pull out that little piece. So I'll do that again. And you're just trying to, really shape those wings. Again, I'm going to just keep going in there. And just go right on those lines. It's super simple to do that. And you can go in as little or as much as you'd like if you want to make your wings a little more pointed. And you can just, if they don't come off, you can just pull those little points off. And that's all you do. And then you've got your wings. And then what I like to do is just take my distress ink and just go right on the edges, and that just makes those stand out a little bit more. So now we have all of our pieces cut out, and I mentioned that this was optional, but what I generally do is just go around the edges like this just to make those stand out just a little bit. It's totally optional if you want to do that. The next thing is to get whatever paper, whatever book you're going to put this in. And we'll go ahead and just build. I'll build on a plain page so it's a little easier to see. And so the first thing that you're going to put down is the shirt. So you just want to glue that down. I'm just going to put a little bit on here so it'll just stay in place. So I put this down at the bottom of my page because I didn't put legs on this. And then you want to just put the neck right behind that piece. And you don't want to glue all of the head down yet because you want to be able to fit your wings behind there. And so just put a little bit on the wings and stick them right on the edge of that helmet or that little hat. Put this one right on the other side in the same spot. And then what I did with this piece is I decided to put fishtails on both edges. So figure out how much you're going to need. So mine's about that long. And to cut a fishtail, how I cut them is I go in halfway, and then I go in from the side and from the side, just like that. Just kind of like we did the wings. So again, in the center, from the side in, and from the side in. Okay, and then I would glue that down just like that. And then when I cut out my words, what I do with these is I just sort of do a rough cut around the edges, following the shape a little bit. You could just cut it out in a square if you like, but I kind of like the way that looks. And again, I inked my edges. There's no right or wrong way on how you cut these out. Glue that down right there. And on my example, again, I did the same thing. I just cut these out roughly, and I glued those two down there, and you are done. See, 5 minutes. You can just glue that down and have everything done. And then I went around the page on mine. As you can see here, I just doodled around the page just to enclose that a little bit. Now, one thing you can do with these collage sheets, you could also print these smaller. And like when you go to print them out, you can print them out like 50% if you want to have a smaller image that you want to put in your journal, your planner, on an envelope. You could just put this head on an envelope. It would be really cute. So you can do a lot of things with this. And I'm going to leave a link in the description box below on how you can get this collage sheet. It's free. I made it for you, and you just have to click on the link and download it. Now, I did try 2 sizes, the US letter size, and also you'll see one there marked A4. And I'm hoping that I did it right and that the A4 size will print correctly for everyone who uses A4. So that's it. Pretty easy. I hope you have fun creating this character, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. Stay tuned. I've got lots more 5-minute characters, quirky characters coming your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.